Deep breath in. Let's go.
Hi friends, I'm so excited to be talking with a very special guest tonight. I love to talk about the power of laughter, how it can transform our lives, and how it can add to our well-being. So who better to speak with than award-winning empowerment coach and laughter wellness facilitator, Bianca Spears. Bianca is joining us all the way from Sydney, Australia. Through her work, she's helped thousands of people across the globe to create lives and businesses that they are wildly in love with. Driven by her excitement in helping others to access the joy, freedom, and abundance they dream of, she teaches leaders and entrepreneurs to better utilize the tools that they were born with, their minds, bodies, and energy. Please welcome Bianca Spears. Bianca, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here, Jared. I really appreciate the connection.
I'm a huge fan of yours, and I know I initially found you on YouTube. You have amazing, wonderful videos, laughter wellness videos, and that started my journey with laughter wellness. How did you get started getting to know what laughter wellness was about?
Did a laughter yoga session with my team. Absolutely loved it. Signed up immediately to become a laughter yoga leader and learn how this whole thing worked, and discovered laughter wellness through a friend who was running regular sessions, like weekly sessions, and I was going along to her sessions and I really loved them. And I actually didn't understand the difference between laughter yoga and laughter wellness until I trained in it. The more I've learned about laughter, the more I've just become totally hooked on it, because it's just such a power tool.
Yeah, I guess to start out with, because you mentioned there's laughter yoga, there's what laughter wellness, there's all different components to this health and wellness field. Do you mind starting, I guess, with laughter wellness? And for anyone new to it, how would you describe laughter wellness?
So laughter wellness, it was born from laughter yoga, so I'll kind of start there. So laughter yoga is comprised of rhythmic exercises, so typically clapping and chanting, breathing exercises, which is why it's called yoga, because we use the deep yogic diaphragmatic breathing, and laughter exercises. So laughter exercises really are just activities designed to spark laughter. Now, in these modalities, we're not using jokes or humor or comedy. We're actually just choosing to laugh because we can and because it's so enriching and beneficial for us. Laughter wellness was created by a guy called Sebastian Gendry, who had been training all around the world, training people in laughter yoga, was very, very passionate about the benefits of laughter. And he wanted to create something that was filled with tools that people could take away. That were a little more practical for people to use outside of sessions, because while it's fun to create a laughter milkshake or ride your laughter motorbike around the room or swing across a Tarzan jungle laughing, you're not going to do that if you're stressed out because the kids are annoying you, or because your computer just broke at work, or whatever it is. You're going to need something a little more implementable in the moment. So he brought in elements of cognitive behavioral therapy, which I'm sure you're familiar with as well, and birthed this new modality, which involved still the three aspects that laughter yoga has: the rhythmic exercises, laughter exercises, breathing exercises, but he brought in a fourth element, which was positive reinforcements, is what we call it. So it might be affirmations and saying an affirmation.
Okay.
In my videos, you'd be familiar with like mantra chants, where we're like moving around and dancing around with whatever affirmation it is. There might be a moment to reflect on things that you've done in your life. And this is one of my favorite elements to bring in, is allowing people to acknowledge and celebrate and feel proud for their achievements and accomplishments, like big or small. It's huge, and it's a big problem in society, is that we're always striving for the next thing. We're always thinking someone else is better, and we're not actually giving ourselves that love and acknowledgement and satisfaction that we have achieved what we have strived for, or that we've learned for or studied for or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's so important for us to go, yes, I did it, and actually celebrate that.
I know with laughter wellness, it's been really helpful for me to say like, oh no, like I'm doing a lot during my day. I have to be mindful of that and not overlook it. So thank you for that. You mentioned
Yeah.
about the four components of it, which is so interesting, and its relation maybe to cognitive behavioral therapy. And you brought up these because I do feel like almost like a child when I'm doing it, and it's this beautiful like raw like vulnerability that I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
like, and I'm wondering, say you're having a bad day, and you are not sure how to get to that place of laughing. I know it's CBT. A lot of times I think of it as, okay, my thoughts will maybe dictate my feelings and result in some type of behavior. Is with laughter wellness, is it almost like the opposite? Like if I start with a behavior that's positive and good energy, that maybe it will impact my thoughts differently?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're drawing on the mind body connection because it's a two-way loop. So yes, your thoughts can influence your emotions and your feelings, and that influences your actions and your results in your life. And similarly, your emotions can influence your thoughts. When we're feeling physically and emotionally unstable, then our thoughts will be the same. So when we can move positively. And I mean, if anyone's used power poses as an example, you can stand with your feet apart and your arms up and you like look up to the sky and back straight. And you stand like this for like 30 to 60 seconds and you start to feel more powerful, more confident, more clear in your thoughts. And you take nice deep breaths as well. And it just brings you into a totally different state. And
Mm.
the reason for this is because we're releasing different chemicals within our body. When you're sad, you're hunched over, you're actually embodying the sadness,
Mm.
and that's self perpetuating. You're having the sad thoughts, you're having the sad feelings, you're embodying this sadness, and it all feeds into itself. So when we can break that and we can actually go, hey, I'm going to dance around, or I'm going to jump, or I'm going to laugh, or I'm going to skip, right? Who skips when they're angry? No one, unless they want to change it,
I would
right?
love to see
It
that.
changes the response chemically within our bodies, and then we can start to lead from that place.
Now you work with people all over in all different regions, including Singapore and Malaysia. Do you have to alter sometimes your laughter wellness interventions based on someone's culture or background, race or religion?
Great question. So I believe that laughter is an international language. You don't have to speak the same language to share a laugh with somebody, and that's the beauty of it. On the flip side of that, in organizing laughter wellness sessions that I do every 2 weeks for a company in Singapore and Malaysia called Turnique, I've learned a lot through working with the girls who run that because yeah, their culture is different. They're less inclined to even jump on video, for example. All my online sessions that I run through my own business, always, everyone, video on, let's go, let's see each other. Our mirror neurons want to reflect the smiles that we can see, so let's get these smiles on the screen. It's not the way in Asian culture, well, I don't want to generalize, but in Asian culture, or at least for what they've asked me to do.
Now, have you ever seen it go to an extreme where like someone, I don't know, laughs so hard that it kind of gets out of control and you have to ream it back?
Yeah, I've had it maybe definitely once, maybe twice in my sessions where people were just like losing it. So at the end of a session, I mean, the session structure is that we roll through these different elements that I spoke about. And then at the end, we have a laughter meditation, which is like an extended period of just laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing, because especially in a 1 hour session, by the time you're at that point, you just want to laugh. You can't stop laughing and you just go with it. And then after that, we have a grounding exercise, which might be something like a yoga nidra, like a body scan practice, or just a visualization, or some kind of practice, mindfulness, just to bring us back down from that super, super high.
I've recently read about Norman Cousins, and he has this quote that says, "Hearty laughter is a good way to jog internally without having to go outdoors." Basically, his story is that he had this chronic pain medical condition, and he started to do like this laughter wellness, intentional laughter he would start
Mhm.
to do by watching like the Marx Brothers films and Candid Camera back in the day. And he found that if he would do hearty laughter, it helped him have less pain while he was, and so he could sleep better. It just seemed like such a powerful example of how amazing laughter wellness is. Would you mind sharing either like a example from your life or someone you've worked with where you've seen a powerful example like that?
So I guess firstly to kind of comment on why that worked, it's because laughter releases. We haven't really been through the benefits, but it releases all these good hormones that we've been talking about. Oxytocin, which is known as like the bonding chemical, the love chemical, endorphins, which are what's released during exercise, which make us feel good, serotonin, and the endorphins and serotonin act like a painkiller naturally. Dopamine, which is the high we get when whenever we're satisfied, basically. If we have a message go off and we go to our phone and see the notification, like that gives us a hit of dopamine. It massages your internal organs, like the internal jog. I haven't heard that before, but yeah, it's massaging our organs. It's giving a pump to our lymphatic system, which doesn't have its own pump, so it helps to move things around, increases blood circulation, increases oxygenation of all our cells, can lower blood pressure when it's used as a regular practice. So someone that I worked with, and the story that I often tell, well, there's two coming to mind now. I trained with a guy called Merv Neal, and Merv was in his 40s, 45, 48, can't remember, had worked a very busy life, run a very successful business, stressed out, like high achiever, typical, like, 50 to 80-hour weeks, whatever. And was actually selling his business, had sold his business, and almost immediately was diagnosed with a rare bone marrow cancer that was at a stage where they were like, we can't really do anything. Like, it's beyond chemo and therapy. Like, just you've got about 3 months, like, get your affairs in order, enjoy the rest of your days. Like, that was basically it. What happened to him was that he started laughing. He wanted to eat oysters all the time. He's like, I still don't know what the oysters were about. But his body basically took over and he started laughing and laughing and laughing. And his family thought he's been told he's going to die and he's completely lost the plot. Like, he's just laughing. He went back to the doctor after like 3 months and he was like, so I'm past my expiry date. Like, what do I do now? And they'd scanned him and like the cancer was like gone.
Wow.
Like, from being at a point where it was irreversible, like we can't even do anything, it was gone. Like, they couldn't find a trace of it.
That's
So
incredible.
cool, right? And he shared a story when we were training about another lady. From memory, she'd had a big accident, had lost vision in one of her eyes, and she trained as a laughter yoga leader, and she started running classes, and she was laughing like every day by herself and with groups. And she called Merv one day and she was like, Merv, I don't know what's going on, but my vision's all blurry. And basically what had happened was her eye had started working again. There was nothing wrong with the eye. It was a neural pathway that had stopped working when she had the accident. Through laughing, she'd created a new neural pathway so she could actually see again through that eye.
Wow.
So amazing, amazing things can happen. And rewiring the mind, I mean, as you would know as a counselor, like changing our patterns of thought and our habits, it can be really difficult.
Yeah.
And it's about creating that new neural pathway and strengthening that and letting go of the old one. So this is why I love laughter so much, and this is why I get really excited about it, is like, if we can do that and it's so fun, it's so enjoyable, why not?
So Bianca, thank you so much for being here. Before we end for today, would you mind just taking me through a laughter wellness exercise that people watching can use at home?
Yeah, sure. I've got two in mind if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So the first one, which generally gets people laughing anyway, and I often use this at the start of a session, is silent laughter. And the reason I've brought this to the table today is because you literally can use it anywhere, right? You can use it at work, you can use it in the car, you can use it wherever. There's still certain places, probably don't use it in the middle of a funeral, but basically you can use it anywhere.
Nice.
So what we're going to do, and probably what makes it a little bit more comical and easy to get into on video, is we're going to zip our mouths closed. Take a breath in. So how was that for you, Jared? Obviously you've done laughter before, but
No, I like the releasing of my mouth. I like that. I don't know what it is. It feels like I'm about to bubble over, and then there's this release.
yeah, totally. I know, I love the zip. Even with silent laughers normally just like, but I do love the zip because it helps people to build it up, and that's why it's such a great exercise too, because it's kind of, when we're told not to, then we just want to for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Good one for the abs as well. The second thing I had in mind was interval laughter. So it's hard sometimes for people to just choose laughter and just laugh for no reason. So what we're going to do is first, I'll put my hands up and we'll do like 10 seconds or a count of 10 laughter. And then we can do 20. Oh, yeah, I saw your hands there. I'm like, we can
Right.
do 20 together. You can do 10 and I can do 10. Yay. So we'll do just 10, count of 10 to start with. So taking a nice deep breath in, just choosing to laugh.
Nice.
Very good. Nice deep breath into the belly and slowly releasing. Nice deep breath in. Slow release. Deep breath in, imagining you're filling up like a balloon. Pop your tongue out and slow release. Beautiful. So now we're going to do a count of 20. So if you want to put your hands up too, Jared.
Yeah.
If you want to count down the first 10, then I can do the second. Ready? Deep breath in. Let's go.
Oh, that's great. Oh my goodness. That's great. I don't want
But
to.
that's a really good way to build up your time if you're looking at just laughing for no reason. Doing laughter intervals can help you build up the amount of time. So you might start with like 30 seconds and then you go to, work your way up to a minute of laughter each day or whatever it is, and then you can work up from there. And there's, again, plenty of videos and things on YouTube where you can go and laugh along with people, either in sessions or just pure laughter as well.
Wow, that was amazing. I love it. It's so funny. I feel like once I start laughing, then I don't want to stop. And it's also a really good workout.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic.
It is, and laughter yoga plays on that where you'll be sweating, like it is exercise, and they move like in laughter yoga, you typically move around a lot with the exercises, or like, we might do running late laughter where you're like literally running around the room laughing. Like you get a good workout.
It's fantastic. So Bianca, thank you so much for being here. So that people can stay in touch with you, what's the best way for people to contact you and to follow all the amazing work that you're doing?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it. So social media, bianca.spears on Facebook, on Instagram, biancaspears.com. YouTube, that's where you're going to find the most laughter videos. Punch in laughter Bianca Spears on YouTube and you'll find me straight away.
Like this video? Be sure to subscribe.